I am on a road that there's no U-turn. Like, that one-way street. We can't make no U-turn. We didn't forget anything back there. There's nothing there, actually. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tuesday podcast. I'm Cris Cavallari. I'm realizing I like to peek in my phone, right? And I keep thinking like, who the fuck I got to be professional for? It's just me, right? But I'm peeking in my phone and I'm looking at notes and things like that. And on January 7th, 2024, I don't know. Sometimes like I realize like writing stuff down, you manifest these things, right? But sometimes when you write things down, you just rushing you should just write the thought that you have. You should just write down. Sometimes it's not going to make like a complete paragraph, sentence, or whatever. You might just have to write this one thing down just as a reminder. And I'm looking at the note from the 7th of January, and it says, "What was meant for harm, God used for good." Whew. What was meant for harm? What was meant to derail you from your purpose, to cause some confusion, depression, it was meant for you to be broken. The goal was for someone to keep you in a lower frequency so you could not live up to who you were meant to be, you're distracted, And I'm going to tell you, so many times we don't realize that these distractions will have you in a chokehold. The more and more and more, like I wrote that down and I'm just like, what? The more and more I get these emails, DMs, and I get these comments about how, this podcast is helping others. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. But I'm still in awe of it all because this is a lot of these topics are topics that I did not want to ever talk about. I never thought I was going to be a motivational speaker, a life coach, and it's crazy because we and the DMs are full of big sis, auntie, and a lot of people, a lot of us, not us, because I don't mind. A lot of women don't like when someone calls you auntie. And this is the funniest part. Soon as somebody call you auntie, the first thing women want to say, you better hope you look this good when you get my age. And it's like, that's a compliment. Because it depends on how you're looking at it. She's not calling you auntie like you got on, you old, like she may, I don't know. But when I look at it as someone with some wisdom. Because an auntie is going to, like, especially when I think about me as an aunt to my actual niece, a mother to my daughter, even in weird times or whatever, you always want to give the best but realist advice. When someone calls you an auntie in other cultures, that's respect. I'm your elder. Like, I'm about to be 40 in 100 and something days. I'm your elder, okay? And the lessons that I've learned over these years, I wear that shit as like a badge of honor. Because some of the stuff that I even speak about, I'm like, I ain't have an old head. A lot of these old heads still want to be young girls. They still want to compete. They want to be like in a club. And I'm like, auntie, she's killing it. These 25-year-olds are killing it. The examples that they got is a little bit different. Like, they're on their shit. They got businesses, they little bodies tight, he's 25. They are given the look, and they're in school, they're work, like they're doing all of the things. I'm not competing with no 25-year. First of all, my daughter's 23. I'm not. Now, do I love when they're like, oh my gosh, I can't, I hope I look, yeah, I want to look good. I want to feel good. But I also want to say, like, no, you don't have to do that. I want to give them the advice that I didn't have, or, that safe space to be themselves, and me not be like, why she doing that? Why she wearing, like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to give with some compassion, give without being like so judgy. So when they say auntie, I really be like, yeah, I'm past big sis. I'm auntie. I prefer the auntie. I love it here. I love it here. I did not plan. Well, I mean, I guess this is the contract that this is what I signed up for. I remember being in middle school and just being that friend to give the advice. I remember a lot of times where I was like, oh, that's actually what I've been doing this whole time. Deciding to be a life coach for me, I'm a coach. Like, I'm sitting here still like, what? But then everything I've been through made sense leading up to where I am now. Because you can't, you wouldn't go to someone that never made $1 million if, and you want to, like, what advice are you going to give me? How can you tell me how to do it if you never did it? How can you tell me this if you've never experienced it? Life is a beautiful teacher. It's really a tough teacher, but it's a beautiful teacher. And to know that you can get through all this shit. You can come out on the other side of it polished. Like, I went through some initiation. Like, nobody had to haze me. Like, do they do that to girls in the sororities or just guys? Whatever. Y'all tell me below if y'all. But I think about it like that now. Like, oh, this was initiation. This was all to teach me how to assist you in finding your light. How to light that flame back up. Because the crazy part is really not gone. It's just like really low. It's really weak. It's really, it's like, how did I get here? How did I get here? To know that the things that I've experienced are not in vain, it's like, it makes so much more sense. It makes so much more sense because now I can help you avoid that trap. Now I can remind you, because that's all it is reminding you of how powerful you really are. I sit down sometimes and I think about all the chapters of my life. And I'm amazed. Like, I'm amazed. Anybody could be like, oh, I knew I was going to get here. I didn't. I did not. I didn't. I didn't know that after the storm and the rainbow, that pot of gold, like, I did not think that it was possible to get out of the things that I put myself in. And it's not to say I'm the blame for it. Like, that's one thing, it's never your fault. But if you decide to not do the work, then that's on you. You have the option to stop all of the chaos in your life. You have the option. It's a choice every day to be like, nah, not entertaining that. Nope, don't want to do that. And sometimes it sounds bitter to people when you're getting better. People will label it as that, like, oh, she ain't with that shit. No, I'm not. But it's not bitter. I'm just better. I am on a road that there's no U-turn. Like, that one-way street. We can't make no U-turn. We didn't forget anything back there. There's nothing there actually. There's nothing that I need to go back and wait, I left. No, whatever I left was not meant to go. But it's a choice. It's a choice every day to remember how powerful you are, because it's going to test you. Every time that new level is coming, here's a test. Because let me see how bad you want it. I remember crying, like I always do. I remember crying to God, like begging God, like, please, God, get me out of this. Like, what the heck? Like, what? And I made a promise. And see, some of us sometimes, we say we're not going to do something again. And as soon as it gets good again, you go back to do what you said you wasn't going to do again. Are you willing to really do the work? Because you're going to get over to the other side, but you're going to have to work to stay on the other side. The work does not stop because now I'm over here. The work is actually going to be very much so like, and every day you look yourself in the mirror, you're going to say, no, I'm good. I'm still here. You got to do a check-in with yourself because it's going to be tempting. They're going to send things to you and it's going to be like, go back. It won't hurt one more time to knuck if you, but it won't. It won't hurt to stoop down. Yes, it will. I don't match energy. I remove myself. It's so fucking beautiful up here. So beautiful. It seems boring at first. At first, you're like, damn, like I'm so bored. And you're like, I'm not. Actually, those were all distractions to keep me away from the work that I needed to do on myself. So sitting with yourself is actually, you have so many things to do. You have so many things to do. You know, when you be at a job, they be like, it's always something to do. It's always work to be done. Man, I be like, wow, not Crystal, not me. Not this little firecracker. Not this one that had to get popped because I had to have the last word as a child. Now I just be like, girl, you won. Like, I'm not even about to go back. Because you see, now you can't, I'm not convincing anybody else of what, if that's what you feel, by all means, if that's what you feel. What time is it, first of all? This time ain't even right. I never updated that time. Every day is a choice to be better. Every day. Every day every day you get to be like, does that fit where I'm going? Does that make me feel like the person that I want to be? Because I had a vision for me at 40. I had a vision, and guess what? She's here. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Is It Tuesday? I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to finally open up my door to clients. I'm excited to have those one-on-ones. I do content one-on-ones, and it's something different. It's something different about that one-on-one for your soul. It's something different. I'm excited. I'm excited to be the flashlight. I'm excited to help you get to the other side. Child, like, I'm basically like Harriet Tubman. See y'all later.